Another big story over the weekend was this Tom Brady roast.
Well, I think much like many people, maybe you remember the roast was happening not live. There are many people that watch live. It was live on Netflix, one of their few live events. I think the only other live things they've done on Netflix I can remember was the Chris Rock stand-up special. And I think one of the Love is Blind reunions was live on Netflix.
Until it crashed.
And then, I'm sure they worked it all out now. So they did the live Tom Brady roast. Kevin Hart said it a million times. We're live. This is going great. 3 hours. I don't blame you for not watching it all. I was pulled in, but I'm the guy that stayed up till like 1 a.m. because I started it. I laid in bed with my wife when the kids went to sleep.
You mean the guy who's the most hyped up dude I ever met? I'm surprised. Shocking.
No, but you know what?
You have coffee. It's at 8 p.m. It's not a surprise you could stay up that late.
I laid in bed with my wife, and I'm like, all right, babe, let's watch. We'll skim through Idol. It's down to the final 5 now on American Idol. And then it was 10 o'clock, 10:15. I said, oh, Tom Brady roast. I forgot. Let's go.
Or as he said, go for it. I'm unroastable. I'm Tom Brady.
Roasted.
When you clicked on it on Netflix, was I the only person that was like 3 hours? That must be like, maybe there was like a countdown leading up to it because it was live.
My situation was exactly, because I didn't watch it live, I watched it later on. It was exactly what every guy goes through every night when he's watching something with his wife. She starts getting sleepy, and she says, pause, how much time is left? And you pause it, and there was an hour and a half left. I was like, oh, my God. Neither one of us are going to get through this. We'll finish it today. So I'm going to finish it today.
Yeah, I think my wife dozed off, but I stayed awake for the whole stupid thing. And it was great, but 3 hours, it was like 1:15. And I'm like, all right, now I got to go to bed. Highlights, lowlights, who stunk, who was awesome, who cracked you up. I think there was a clear winner. And not just saying it because she's a friend of the show and we like her, but Nikki Glaser was fantastic.
It was
by
far the best, as Kevin Hart said, almost in disbelief. Like, it was so great. She got a standing ovation, and as he said, there's an art to it, and she slam dunked it. She nailed it.
The whole me know that not real money. We were dying.
Oh, the Gronk joke?
Yeah.
We know that real money. That was great.
Oh, she just was above.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, she goes in hard on Gronk.
She had one great line too. Like, I can't say it here, but she said, "Isn't it crazy how Gisele's new boyfriend could kick your ass while she also?" Anyway,
blanks.
Watch it, dude. She was great, but there is a takeaway. Now, you could compare it to sports. You can compare it to anything else. But a lot of times, I'll compare it to the home run derby at baseball all-star break. A lot of times, there is an advantage or disadvantage of going first, second, third, fourth, wherever you are in the lineup. American Idol.
I'll compare it to midweek major.
Yeah. On our show, Spot gives us a headline. We roll Danny G's love dice. And the reality is whoever wins a lot of times gets the best take, and the other guy's like, nah, you said it all.
Whoever goes first has an easier advantage because you leave everybody else with the leftovers like a dog. They have less points, less punchlines.
Yeah.
So if you go first in a roast and you're talking about Giselle with the jiu-jitsu instructor, the guy after who says the same joke, it's not going to hit as hard.
Yeah, that's why you got to give a lot of credit to Andrew Schultz because he went towards the end and he put new spins on everything, but you're absolutely right. When you realize, well, it's Tom Brady. There's only so many punchlines. Giselle, Deflategate, cheating, relationship with Belichick.
Clearly stories about his kids were off limits because nobody went there. And you know that a lot of people in the world of sports and pop culture speculated on his overly affectionate ways. No one brought that up.
Yeah.
So clearly that was a line.
Kevin Hart did say, F them kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So all right,
but not by name.
Yeah,
apparently,
exactly.
The only other thing was off limits was
Robert Kraft.
Robert Kraft going to massage parlors.
Said, I'm the best decision your organization has ever made. Would you like a massage?
Brady gets up.
I love Robert Kraft.
Tells him,
Okay.
don't effing say any more about that. So apparently Robert Kraft and massage parlors off limits. His kids' names probably off limits. But besides that,
By the way, if you guys didn't watch, that was the only thing that got Tom Brady out of his seat where a line was crossed. And I don't know if that was done for effect, done in the moment,
or protecting his buddy
or
Robert Kraft.
protecting his old pal Robert Kraft. Big Mike, who runs this place, made a good point, though.
Who?
Big Mike.
Yeah.
And we're going to bring him up later.
Spell that.
You know Big Mike, who runs this place.
Spell that.
It's actually Big Mike who runs this on Twitter. But he said that's how you handle a Will Smith sort of moment. That's how you handle it. That's how it's done properly. Like, hey, don't
Nope.
go there.
We're done.
So you could say awkward moment for Tom Brady,
Or cool moment.
or you could say, hey, protected his old pal,
An old guy.
where the line was being crossed, where they probably discussed it early on to not go there.
And of course, he's going to go there.
And
Exactly,
Jeff
yeah.
Ross is the roast master. He went there, and Tom Brady respectfully gave him the throat slit. Like, nah,
Nope.
done with that. Don't do that again.
Now, like I said, though, the advantage of going first, second, third, early on was you're right. There's only so many times there's a new Aaron Hernandez killed himself punchline, or Gronk's dumb, or the jiu-jitsu instructor.
Which,
or
by the way, I know you don't have any tolerance for it, but there is speculation today
yeah,
on whether or not that's appropriate to even joke about.
he murdered people. He's a
Yeah.
piece of trash and killed himself in jail.
But he left a lot of people behind that is still sensitive for. I'm just bringing up the headlines and the speculation and social media feedback.
If your family member was a celebrity murderer,
It's sad for everybody, I would imagine.
yeah, but I mean, I get it.
But again, like I said earlier, it seems like all rules and lines don't apply
But it's like OJ.
in a roast or a diss track.
When OJ
All's fair game, apparently, except for Robert
I feel
Kraft
like
and kids.
You sign up to be roasted. So either you're on the panel, or you're a roaster, and you're fair game. But I feel like going into ancillary people that didn't ask for it, that's where you like kind of cross the line.
You
it's
knew
not-
Giselle was going to get hit.
Yeah, you knew Giselle was going to get
and
hit.
by the way-
but in a way that it was against Tom, not necessarily against her.
As we get to Isaac for an update in a second, let me answer the one question I asked you guys. Do you think she's watched the whole thing? Do you think she won't watch? Do you think someone's reported back to her? If there was a roast with your ex-wife or ex-husband, and you knew that you were going to be the subject matter of punchlines,
You know what? Now that you put it in that perspective, maybe she didn't watch it. My ex has done things. I'm not comparing my relationship.
But it's
I'm
fair-
I'm
it's
a
fair,
nobody
too.
from nowhere.
No, it's
We're
fair,
talking
too.
Tom and Giselle,
It's
right?
totally
So
fair
bigger
because-
impact, bigger
Yeah.
reach.
But-
mega stars. But she's done things that I never looked at or cared to look at all.
But
That might have involved me.
I think with knowing millions of people viewed this, human nature, she's going to tune in because she wants to see what happened.
I would say she was probably
Curiosity.
fed
Yeah.
the information from friends. To say that she definitely watched is just speculation because, like I said, my ex has done interviews and other shows, and because she works in media, and she's talked about her life and her experiences as a co-parent. You don't think I came up? Of course I have. Or references.
You
want
wanna
to
see
me.
it?
No, I never looked once.
Like how you made her drive to the
Yeah, exactly.
hospital.
Yeah. But
give
my
labor.
point is,
that
I
was-
never
that's
cared
true.
to look or
to
listen.
give birth. Yeah.
You move forward. So maybe there is a chance, is what I'm saying.
Well,
that maybe she didn't.
I saw a study.
She lived it. Hey, Pee Wee Herman, when his movie came out, did he watch it? No. What did he say? I lived it.
yeah.
Giselle lived it. She doesn't need to watch that. But I'm sure she was fed any information that she needed to know from important people in her camp.
Well, I mean, Pee Wee Herman solves it. Let's move on. I lived it. Now, you say that. Now, I just want to give you one study, and we'll go to Isaac. There was a study showing that 3 out of 4 women have a burner account.
Want to take pictures with Rich on airplanes.
3 out of 4 women have a burner account or some way to check their ex's social media, not as
3 out
themselves.
of 4. That's a lot.
3 out of 4. 75% of women have admitted having a burner account or using their friends page to check on their ex. So think of that. I know Giselle's not a kid. She's 40-something, but still. Think about that as we go to Isaac for an update. What's up, Isaac?
What up, Isaac?
Well, here's your update. This just in for dudes. It's 4 out of 4. I'm just saying.
What is she doing? Kevin Durant is all 4 dudes. So your Tom Brady roast observations, if you didn't watch it yesterday live, I'm sure you'll see it or see the highlights on social media. We say that we all agree Nikki Glaser has perfected the art of the roast.
Her
She's
timing.
the roast master. Her timing, her delivery, her jokes, all of them were great. She was great. She looked great, and she's always been a great guest on our show. So Nikki Glaser wins. Unfairly, and again, just making observations, Randy Moss was probably, again, I've only seen half of it, but Randy Moss was the worst, but I like that he spoke from the heart, and he's a football player. He's not a comedian. So I'm not judging him
Here's
in that
the
way,
free
but you notice it.
The free pass for Randy Moss
Was the heartfelt stuff
came
at
in the
end.
form of like, he was terrible with the jokes, but then at the end, he's like, I didn't want to do this, but I did it because I love Tom so much. And I'm like, oh.
He said he'd do anything
I'll
for
do any-
Tom Brady, and how could you not respect that? He was there for his boy, and yeah, his jokes fell flat, but he didn't write them. I thought he stood out as maybe one of the worst. We'll go through your feedback next. And by the way, I say that respectfully.